Welcome again to Let's Talk Advanced Chemistry with Pastor Dan. We're looking at stoichiometry here, or stoichiometry. Sounds like the Three Stooges, I always think. Now, remember, if this is difficult and if you don't remember, there's two things you can do. First of all, you can email me. My email is ltswpd@gmail.com, and I will set up a Zoom time with you. There might be a small fee for that in order to help you get things understood. Additionally, you can go back and watch my Chem 1 videos, days 102 to 123, and I know that's a big span. We're talking chemical reaction balancing equations. We're talking about stoichiometry, mass, volume, limiting reactant, all those kinds of things are inside of there. So you can go back and watch those videos to help you put things back together. We have a lot of practices in those as well. So let's get started here. The mass of barium sulfate generated when 18.9 grams of silver sulfate react with excess. Remember, we're looking for the words react with. So silver sulfate reacts with barium. So silver, we start with Ag. Sulfate, remember sulfate's inside the box. Inside the box, 8O4. So it's SO4. Oxidation numbers again, silver is +1. Sulfate's -2 does not equal 0, so we swap them down. Get Ag2SO4. Reacting with excess barium, Ba. Now of our 5 types of chemical reactions, I've got a compound, an element, so that's going to be single replacement. That metal is going to kick out the metal in the silver sulfate, that's a silver. So we're going to react to get barium sulfate. Barium's +2, sulfate's -2. They equal themselves out, so we don't have to worry about swapping them down. Odd man out is silver. Balancing it up, metal, non-metal, hydrogen, oxygen. The only thing you have to do there to balance that up is put a 2 in front of the silver. Now we put our given over 1 to start our information. Now remember, in order to use the chemical reaction, I need it to be in moles. And we take formula mass and put it from grams to moles. And for my class, I always use whole numbers. Some college professors are going to want the decimals. That's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm just going to make it quicker and easier. Remember, there's only 2 that I don't round to whole numbers. That's copper and chlorine. So silver, there's 2 silvers, 108 grams, 216. Sulfur, 32 grams. There's only 1 of them. Oxygen, 16 times 4, 64. Add those numbers up. I get 312 grams of silver sulfate is 1 mole. Now from the balance equation, when we look at silver sulfate and barium sulfate, because I want the mass of barium sulfate, that's 1 to 1. So that molar relationship from the balance equation, we use moles. 1 mole barium sulfate is 1 mole of silver sulfate. Now we're going to go back to grams. So we're going to do formula mass again. Barium 137, there's only 1 of them. Sulfur again 32, there's only 1 of them. Oxygen 16 times 4, 64 grams, 64, 32, 137. We get 233 grams, so multiply across, 18.9 times 233, hit equal. Calculator, divide by 312, equal, divide by nothing, they're 1, hit equal. Answer, remember, check our sig figs, 18.9, because all the rest of these are equalities. Infinitely significant, 18.9 is 3 sig figs. I get 14.1 grams of barium sulfate. All right, let's do the next one. Next one is going to be mass volume. So this time we're going to take a combustion reaction. So C2H6 plus oxygen. Whenever we have a combustion reaction, products are always carbon dioxide and water. So balance it up, put a 2 and 3 in front of the oxygen. Now I have oxygen. I have 4 and 3, that's 7. 7 and 2, odds and evens, won't ever work itself out. So we look at the one that's driving that reaction. That way, there we go. The C2H6 is driving the reaction. We're going to double it. When I double that, I'm also going to have to double the carbon dioxide and the water. Now I have 14, 2, therefore I put a 7 there. Awesome. We're only looking at these 2. Oxygen and water can go away. I don't care. So we're going to take our given over 1. And from the formula mass, carbon 12, oxygen 6, 24 plus 6, 30 grams is 1 mole. From the balance equation, I have 2 moles of C2H6 and 4 moles of carbon dioxide. We want volume, and again, we're assuming that we are at STP. That's molar volume, 22.4 liters. To take 79.225 times 4, times 22.4. You hit equal, divide by 30, equal, divide by 2, equal. Or you can divide those 4 over 2 and just multiply by 2, whichever you prefer. Sig figs, I have 5, because all the rest of these are equalities again. And for significant, answer is 118.31 liters of carbon dioxide. Now, this next one is easy. This is volume. Remember, those 22.4 is going to cross them out. So all we have to do for this is using the molar volume. We need the reaction first, though. So 2SO, because sulfur, what does it say? Volume of sulfur monoxide needed to completely react with oxygen. So there's our reaction, and we're only looking at those two, sulfur monoxide and oxygen. Take our given over 1. We're only doing the molar reactions because we are doing molar volume on the front end and the back end, and they're going to cross each other out. So all we have to do then is 2 moles of SO over 1 mole of oxygen. Oxygen crosses out, moles cross out. We get 34.0100 liters of SO because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sig figs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sig figs is my answer. That's my answer. All right, now, remember that's at STP. All right, so I've got a limiting reactant problem here. What I want you to do is do both of the reactions like we do in limiting reactant. So get both of the answers, and then we'll go from there. So pause the video, do this one. Determine the mass of silver oxide formed when 45.250 grams of silver react with 40.000 liters of oxygen at STP. Pause the video, do the problem. Okay. Here we go. So when we do that, I got 2 answers. 48.602 grams of Ag2O and 828.57 grams of silver oxide, Ag2O. Which one's right? Well, the larger one, we always cross out, because once we get that smaller amount, that silver then is my limiting reactant. It's going to shut the reaction down, and the oxygen is just going to hang out. It's because they got nobody to play with. So my answer then is 48.602 grams of silver. That's it for us today. Hopefully not too bad. Take care. God bless. Bye.